I'm John Skinner, and this supports Chapter 3 in my book Striper Pursuit, and you can learn more about the book at striperpursuit.com.
I'm a big fan of pencil poppers because they tend to do a very good job of raising stripers that might not be actively feeding, and they're excellent casting distance plugs, so you can cover a lot of water with them. Okay, so I just wanted to go through some of my favorites and contrast the different properties among them. This one here, the Cordell 7-inch, this is a relatively inexpensive plug running about $7 or so. It does very well in calm water, not so great with a crosswind or a strong onshore wind. This is the 6-inch Tsunami Talking Popper, a real favorite of mine. Also inexpensive, maybe $9 or so. Very good casting. The fish love it. Comes with good hardware. It's kind of hard to beat for the price, and it's just an all-around good plug. This is the Gibbs Pro Series. This is a 2-ounce. These run probably $18, $19. Another excellent lure. This one's only about a year old. You can see it's already quite beat up, but the reason it's beat up is because I like it and I use it and I've caught a lot of fish on it. It doesn't matter that it's all chewed. The fish keep hitting this. It's probably out of all of these plugs about the easiest to work. It has very nice action. Now, going a little bit less expensive but a very similar plug to that 6-inch Gibbs is this Tsunami Timber Popper. This one's only around $13. It comes with the same excellent hardware as the Gibbs 6-inch Pro Series. A really good lure. This one here, this is a real top shelf custom pencil. This is a Guppy pencil, 2-ounce. What I like about this is the casting distance. It is very level on the cast. It doesn't corkscrew through the air. It's like a missile. It's probably, or certainly, the best distance lure out of all of these. It's a little more difficult to work. It might not tear up the surface as easily as the 2-ounce Gibbs, but it's a real great lure. Alright, so if I had to trim this selection down and just go with my favorite 3, I would probably just eliminate these 2 and go with these. And if I was on a real tight budget, take these out, and I think this is about all you need. This would do the job. And you might see this mark here. This is where I drilled it and injected some water to make it a little bit heavier, and there's a video on my YouTube channel that shows how to do that. But this is a great lure and pretty amazing for $9.
Okay, I'm just getting started here, tightening my drag down. After every trip, I always back off on the drag pressure so that I'm not compressing the drag washer. So I'm just tightening things up, and I do fish a pretty tight drag here. The tide's a little ways up, couple hours. If this was low tide, you'd see some rocks popping out of the water, and I know they're there. The fish know they're there. So I need to be pretty aggressive and have a pretty tight drag here. Alright, I apologize for the shakiness. You can't see it on the video, but this plug is being boiled. It was just barely hit there. I've got a fish boiling on this plug like this whole way, so I'm very aggressively trying to tear up the surface of the water, trying to get this fish to hit it. And yeah, the fish has grabbed it, and this is a really excellent fish. You can tell by the bend, how far back the bend goes in the rod. And there it goes taking line, and I lose it. And that little interruption in the video is me editing out the expletives. And I think probably a lot of people do this. You'll see, oh, so I'm checking my drag. Was my drag too loose, too tight? No, it was just fine. The next thing I'm looking at, my hook's sharp. Of course they're sharp. They're always needle sharp. I'm very careful about that. The fish got off. It happens. Especially with big bass. They get up on top of the water, thrashing. You know, it's easy for them to throw the plug, and that's what that one did. I've got a little bit of an onshore wind here, and I need to get good distance, so I've chosen the Guppy plug that I mentioned in the introduction because it's just such a great casting plug. Okay, you see the standard pencil popper retrieve, the hands up above the reel. I've got the line between my thumb and forefinger. I'm cranking slowly while shaking the rod. That gets the plug going back and forth, side to side, and holding the line between the thumb and forefinger keeps the line going on the reel easily without any loops or knots. In the same spot where I dropped that fish, I swear it looked like the same fish. It was about the same size, looked like mid 30 pounds. You're going to see a lot of shaking here. I'm being really aggressive. I've got to gain real estate on this fish. I've got a rock off to my left. I've lost a fair number of fish on that rock. I've got to get this fish inside. I know he's going to take a run. There he goes. He's headed right for it. But at this point, I think I've gained enough line that he didn't reach it there. But I've got to get more line back on the reel, because if he makes a good run, that particular rock is probably only about 6 inches from the surface right now. You could very easily cut the line on it. Okay, the rod is a 9-foot Lamiglass, medium action, one that I use in many of my videos. The reel is a Penn 6500 SSV bailless. The line is 30-pound test spider wire stealth braid. I've bumped the hooks up one size on this plug and also upgraded from 4X strong VMCs to 6X strong. Okay, for me this is a different phase of the fight now. In the beginning, the best chance I had of losing the fish was for it to go around a rock, and I believe at this point of the fight I'm out of danger with the rocks, and now the only way I'm going to lose them is if I rip the hooks out or break the line. So this is a point where I'll actually just back off on the drag a little bit, take it a little bit easy, try not to put any ridiculous pressure on the fish, almost a slow and steady wins the race kind of thing at this point. Alright, I can see it's hooked well. I just need to take it easy here and make sure I maintain pressure so that it doesn't get any slack to shake the hooks free. But at this point I'm pretty confident, but I'm just having an issue getting the fish to lay correctly so that I can get a hold of it. So what I'm going to do is just walk backwards. I'm just walking backwards, trying to drag the fish behind me, get it in position, and now I can get a hold of it. The fish weighed 36 pounds on my Boga grip, and it was released in good shape. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to my channel.